Hi guys, welcome back to the show. Um, if you haven't seen me or watched any of my videos before, hi, my name's Gerard. I'm a recovering drug addict who's currently in a residential rehab in Wales, and yeah, I'm here just to reflect on the life I've had. Really, I've been taking substances since I was 11, one substance or another. And I went through the solvents, um, cannabis, amphet, stuff like that until at 17 I found heroin. And for me, that was the perfect thing that, just numbed the pain I was feeling and going through. And because of that lifestyle, it led me to spending between 25 and 30 years in the prison system. Um, I was having a conversation about that earlier with one of the other residents, and he said, "How did you survive all that, Gerard?" Honestly, I don't even know the answer to that. I'm a personable character. I get on with most people. I mix well with different personalities, and I suppose ultimately it's because I can have a punch up as well. I've had many confrontations in the prison system where my back's been against the wall and I've had to protect myself, not just from other inmates either. I've experienced a lot of stuff with prison officers, you know, segregated, and at one time or another they wouldn't let me out of cell for months. Um, but yeah, it's an interesting question. I don't know how to break down the answer. It's simply just being the person I am. Um, I've been into many jails around the country, from Dover to Devon, Dartmoor, to the Lowestoft, the most easterly point of the country. London jails, Kent jails. It's I don't know how to answer it honestly. I suppose just by being myself is the honest answer. You know, like I said, I've had many confrontations, and in all honesty, most of them was with prison officers. I I don't really like to be bullied by authorities. You can call me anti-establishment, I suppose. Many people have, but that the establishment have. Um, yeah, I mean, there was one time in my life in the system where they wouldn't open the door unless there was minimum of three officers. I mean, I'm 5'8", it's like I ain't fucking Superman, but it is what it is. Uh, yeah, it's you know, at one time I got into the weight training in a big way. I went up to about 16 and a half stone. I was quite big. I was strong, sort of bench pressing 140 kilos. But that was when I was in my 20s. I'm now 52. And I'm still training. Yeah, I'm not quite sure how to answer that. I think the honest answer is by being myself. Um, and then he's like, you know, how did you deal with all them different personalities? And it's like, well, I feel I have different personalities. I have a guy who's sitting here talking to you, who's approachable, articulate to some degree, and impressionable. But then there's other times I wake up and I'm an absolute fucking nightmare, in the sense of I growl at everyone, and it's like, if you don't like what you're seeing, don't fucking look. And if you do look, keep your opinion to yourself, because I'm going to ram it down your throat. It's, yeah. Yeah, but, it's been a long, dark, lonely life in that system, and in the drug world in itself, when you're in the depths of degradation and, you are in the gutter, there's nowhere else for you to go except up. As I sit here, I can tell you I've been nearly 2 years heroin free, uh, just over a month crack and cannabis free, and, I can't deny the fact that I would like to roll a joint and smoke that right now. It's yeah, but I won't. It goes against everything that I'm doing here. But it is a challenge. Yeah, it's challenging, just not being able to roll a joint or, I don't have a drink problem. I never have. And not being able to have a drink. Sorry, guys. Sorry about that. Not being able to have a can of beer when I want. It's quite frustrating for the simple fact is I like a can of beer. I've never had a problem with it. But you know, change one addiction, you generally or a lot of people replace it with another one. So I get it, the last can of beer I had was the day I came here. And that was at the train station waiting for the train, in Cardiff. Uh, yeah, I don't know, but I know this. I've never been more clearer in my mind. My body feels good, apart from the health issues I have. I started weightlifting again when I came here, so I've been training again about 4 or 5 weeks, and I can definitely feel the difference. I'm not eating more, but I've definitely put on half a stone. So yeah, it's that's challenging. Trying to keep the weight down and lift the weights at the same time. I What I am finding challenging here is the fact that I don't have the people, the family, the loved ones, or children who would come and visit me here. And watching some of the other residents, their families turning up every week, for me, that is challenging. It's heartbreaking, It's yeah. I mean, I don't have kids, but to see some other residents, their kids come up and give them a cuddle, run up to them and give them a cuddle, it makes me melt inside. It's like I wish I had that. I wish I did. But I don't. And honestly, I don't want to start changing shitty nappies in my 50s either. So it is what it is. Um, but yeah, I mean, it's been a long time since I've been clear headed like this. I'm doing a 16-week program. It's not about the drugs here, it's about your behavior, the traumas you carry, and the behaviors based around them traumas. So, my attitude, my aggression, and my behaviour has got me into a couple of sticky situations with managers here, uh, and I'm surprised that I'm still here. I'm surprised they're still putting up with me, but they can obviously see I'm trying, and all the while they're seeing that, it's beneficial to me because they can see that I'm trying. I've had a little bit of an issue with a certain resident, and maybe I shouldn't have told him I'll spin his jaw around the side of his head, but you keep pushing my buttons, mate, and that's what'll happen. But, he didn't want to take any responsibility for his part in it, so me being the bigger man, I just stood up and shook his hand and said, "Look, it's done. Bygones be bygones." Um, and it took a lot for me to do that. It really did. But I can see that if I hadn't have done that, I could have quite possibly been kicked out last week. So, you know, I'm happy I'm dead. I don't give a shit if he didn't take responsibility. That's his issue. Whatever his issues are, then he's best off keeping them to himself because the outcome would be negative for the both of us. And I don't want that. I don't want to get kicked out of here over some big dopey idiot. And that's how I see him. He is a big dopey idiot. But, I'm trying to respect him. I don't feel I'm getting that back, but hey, you stick in your lane, mate, and recap of who I am, where I am, and why I'm here. I can't actually tell you where I am. I'm just in a rehab in Wales. That's all you need to know. So I might come back later on, if not next day or two. It's the weekend, so it's been pretty boring. We haven't done anything, but yeah. Um, Tomorrow morning will be a different matter. We start, Monday to Friday. The therapy is quite intense, and yeah, I honestly got to say, I can honestly say that I do feel less aggressive. I feel like I'm letting it go, and all the time I can say that I've got to be getting somewhere. That's the truth of the matter. Right, guys, I have got one more thing to say to you all, and this is going to remain a constant, and it's the truth. It's not a lie, it's the truth. Drugs are for mugs. Believe that. You can believe that, and you can take that to the bank.